All right. You're live.
Hey. Woo! 10, 9, 8. Well, I have to stop myself because it's just not that time yet. You're probably wondering what I'm talking about. Well, I'm talking about this. You know what you can't see? It's like a 2K, and forget that. I'm just gonna tell you. Hey, listen. What is this series? What is the series? Before I continue, what is the series about? The series is going to be what we're going to be talking about.
Hold on.
Great shows and movies. Huh?
Hold on, they can't hear you.
They can't hear me? Oh. Can I do all that over again?
Yeah.
I'll do it again. Yeah, I'll do it again.
Hold on. I don't know why. All right. Go ahead.
All right, everybody. We just had some technical difficulties. Turns out it was a hack in the system. Someone doesn't want me to give you the greatest message of all time. And what is that greatest message? Is that we're back in Prime Time Live. And I'm your host, Mingo-Dee, and I'm taking over. Yep, that's right. That's what they want you to know. They want you to know that I am taking over the show. Mingo-Dee here without Snake, with no hammer. Yeah, I sent them on a mission. You know, they on a mission, they're handling and stuff. And what is this mission that they're on? They're on a mission to get the greatest content coming up in weeks for you for my new series. What's my new series? It's right here. You can't don't worry about it. It is the countdown to 2022. Yes, and this new series is going to be, it's still prime time. Don't get twisted, it's still prime time. But it's a new series I'm doing within prime time that's going to head into 2022. It's going to be about all the shows you can see for Thanksgiving and movies, and all the shows and movies you can see for Christmas. We're going to get to the good stuff, the nitty gritty, all the stuff you want to talk about, whatever. But first, you know we got to do the state of streaming. So with that said, because the state of streaming, I think we got 2 left for this season. Did you know the season's coming to an end? So, with that said, let's jump into the state of streaming. And we are going to talk about all the new shows that are coming out for November. It's November 1st. So what's coming out? What can you watch for, when, you're about to eat your turkey later on this month. And, you got your, your gravy and your stuffing or dressing or whatever you eat, duck, ham, turkey, pepperoni pizza, whatever. So what can you watch? Well, we're going to start off with HBO Max's King Richard. This isn't necessarily a show. It's a movie, actually. And Will Smith's a part of it. Yes. It's about, if you haven't noticed what this is about, it is about the Serena and Venus, the Williams sisters. It's about their dad and how he was such a great role model, but not only a role model, how he took them through hard times and made it the best times for them and brought them to their greatness and made them some of the greatest, if not the greatest tennis players for women of all time. Probably just in general, not just women, probably amongst men as well, because I'm pretty sure they're that great. So the synopsis is that we're just going to see what Richard goes through by himself, how he stays positive even through the negative situations, and how he keeps his daughters not only in check, because you got to be dad, you got to tell them boys stay away from your daughters, but you got to keep them into the sport that they're doing, into their passion, apparently, because they're still, playing tennis is still the greatest to this day, and how they succeeded and made it through all those harsh times. So, as you know, it's one of those technical type period pieces, so it might be a bit of, historical, possibly prejudice, non-prejudice, or, poor versus rich and all those types of things. But if you want to know more, it comes out this month, so be on the lookout for that. And I think it's going to be a good movie. I know it's not a show, but that's the only one. It's the best thing I saw on HBO Max that I wanted to talk about. So with that being said, if you have HBO Max, watch it. Tell me how it is. I'm going to try to look for it myself. I'm going to try to watch it. I like Will Smith in much of his movies and TV shows and whatnot. There's only a few. We don't talk about the ones that were bad, like the one he did with his son. I digress. Watch that. Now, I think HBO Max has good content, and I think you guys should, there's other movies. If I missed any movies or TV shows that come out in November that you think were better than what I just said in HBO Max, why don't you do something for me? Because, might as well, you're here. You loving this series that I'm about to break. You loved how this took over the entire Prime Time. Don't you love it? Took it over. Mine! Don't you love it? So why don't you do me a favor and subscribe, and comment below. And tell me if you like it or hate it or whatnot. Maybe we can, discuss it. Maybe on another show, because I probably don't have time to type and talk to you right now. And why don't you share this content? If you're on YouTube, why don't you get the link, send that link to a friend, tell them to join in live and discuss and talk to me now, or just send it to them so they can see the show and be like, oh man, I want to watch the show and other shows just like this. So maybe a get down or a nerdmation, And if you're on Facebook right now, hi guys, how y'all doing? Y'all doing great? I know y'all doing great, because I'm doing great. You're doing great. Why don't you share this content and tell other friends on your feed to watch this show right now, because it's about to get good for the rest of this month and next month, because it's the countdown. 2022. I just said that. Moving on. Let's move on to Amazon Prime. We're going to talk about a show that's dear to my heart. It is called Hannah. Now, what is this show Hannah about? It's about a teenage girl. First off, it's a book series, and they first made it into a movie that did okay, didn't do so well, because they changed some things. It's kind of like, Full Metal Alchemist versus Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which was the best rendition. It's a guy out there named James. Probably don't like that. Don't care. Best thing in the world. So going back to Hannah, the show takes place about a girl. I'm going to give a little spoiler. So sorry, it's been 2 seasons. Catch up already. And the book's been out for years. So catch up. She's been experimenting on. These kids been experimenting on. They have heightened abilities for whatever reason. I'm not gonna spoil that. You need to look at the show for that. And they get these kids, I think from birth, and have them to, and then train them up to be of course the ultimate assassin or whatever the case may be. Because and then it's mostly girls. Why girls? Because girls are apparently, with the emotional thing they have in their brains and their estrogen levels and whatnot, they're easier to control, especially when you're messing around with DNA and hormones, apparently, opposed to boys. At least that's what the way that the show takes it. Who knows if that's like that in real life? Yeah, I don't think it's like that in real life. Yeah, anyway, so, and the show goes on, the show how, something goes wrong. Not like she turns to an alien or anything like that, but how, she ends up escaping with help, of course. I'm not going to tell you how that goes down. She gets raised in a forest, learns different things, and, grows up. And then, of course, the people who thought she was dead or the case may be comes after her and her peoples and all this stuff. And then it turns to this, the same type of story we've heard before, but just with a little bit more twist, a little bit more action, and it's a little bit more adult. So if you like shows like that where you see teenage girls who actually have genes and more powerful abilities or whatnot, and staked in realism, then go watch that show. It's very good. The second season was by far very, very good. A lot more action-packed. First season really put on a lot of exploration, so you'll love it. I watched it. I enjoyed it. I believe you will too. Third season's coming out this month. I think in the 20th. A lot of the shows come around the 20th or 24th. So just keep a lookout for that. And if you don't like Hannah, which why would you not like Hannah? Then let me know in the comments. And if there are other shows on Amazon Prime, which, I mean, come on. Like what? That little time show or whatever that you want to watch? You know, Wheel of Time or whatever. Whatever. Nobody cares about that. Let us know in the comments. Tell me, why do you like that show? Why should I have talked about that? Because I didn't talk about it. With that being said, moving on, let's go to Paramount Plus. I was going to say Paramount Prime. That sounds like right. Paramount Plus. And we're going to talk about Star Trek Discovery. Now, I have to admit, I am late to the party with Star Trek Discovery. Now, I'm late to the party simply because I wasn't sure if it was going to really live up to the hype. At the time, Picard had just came out. It was also on Paramount Plus at the time. And it was before Paramount Plus was totally a thing. It was with the CBS merger and all those things coming out back then when they was trying to figure out the whole streaming issue. And Picard was just, it pulled me in more because they had characters I know, Data and, you know, Captain Picard himself. The board girl 9. I know I'm messing up her name. Forgive me, Trekkies. I'm sorry, whatever. But it seemed like the better show other than Discovery. It just didn't pull me in. And even that cartoon one seemed a little better. It didn't seem like it pulled me in. But then also it had a bad marketing because it was marketed along with that other show with, I think, Seth, not Rogan, whatever the other guy. And he had that funny version of Star Trek, like parody. So it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and it made me not want to watch Discovery. But I will have to say, after watching a couple of episodes, because I didn't watch them in order, watch pieces here and there, I would have to say that this show is really good. In fact, I think I talked about them at New York Comic Con earlier this season. I want to say at the beginning of January, February, whatnot. Go find it. It's on YouTube right now. You can find it on YouTube Get Nerdy channel. You can like, subscribe, and go find that video and watch it. Whatever. And and back then when I saw that, that's what actually got me into watching it a little bit. I saw the reading. They did a live reading of it. And it was really good. And it shocked me how good and even the scenes looked. I was like, huh. And I was like, maybe I should give this a shot because I know Picard was good, but I didn't think this was good. And I have to say, it's way better than I thought. And it's 4 seasons apparently. So I really got a lot to catch up on. So if you like Discovery, it's supposed to be about just a different group of Star Trek. I know I'm totally messing up the lore. I'm so sorry, guys. Not Enterprise, but the you know what I mean. It's more people who are they have their own little group or whatnot, and but they interact with some of the other groups. They're one of the central core groups within the space stations or whatnot. The whole space station. I'm really, really, really blowing this on that. I know. Anyway, point being, what they do really impacts a lot of the lore because I believe that they even have time travel scenes that affect like Captain Kirk onto the future. So go watch it. It's good actually. I need to actually watch it in order so I won't be messing it up like I am now. And it looks good. Plus they have some very pretty women. Sorry, it's just my thing. I'm single. What are you gonna do? Go ahead. Why don't you like and subscribe? That's what you can do. No, I'm sorry. I'm kind of throwing it out there too much. Let's move on to a show that you actually might know a lot more about and might be actually really, really excited about. And actually, it's a lot more Christmassy, I believe, which is weird. It's coming out in November, but it's a reason why. It is the Hawkeye Show. Okay, so the Hawkeye Show is coming out in November as well, and I think it's the first episode or two. As you know, Disney Plus is not doing any big thing when you can just stream everything in one go. So they're gonna have it week by week by week. So therefore, I guess it makes up for the, the whole Christmas vibe that they have going. Anyway, point is, Hawkeye is looking very promising. Which, side note, gotta say this real quick, I'm disappointed. Not at the Hawkeye Show. I think the Hawkeye Show is gonna be great, because I feel like that. I know Disney is a $1 billion company, maybe $1 trillion company, whatever. You know, Disney World, Disneyland, and accessories, games, whatever. Point is, I believe they missed out on money, because Jeremy Renner is a really, really talented actor. In fact, he's on another show on Paramount that I didn't talk about, but you go look Paramount Plus and go check out. He's on another show there, so he's very talented. And I think they missed out on making a Hawkeye movie back then. I mean, I think now it wouldn't have a place in this MCU's timeline, Phase 4. I don't think it would. I don't think it would make sense right now. So that's probably why they have these shows. But I really feel like they missed out. I really feel that it would have been a real fun action drama, especially if they would have had like Natasha playing off him like a sidekick. But think of it like the Green Hornet, right? Something like that, where Hawkeye's the main character, but just like the Green Hornet, but the actual sidekick is the one that's better. So Black Widow would have been the one that like really been kicking butt. He would have kicked butt too, but not as good as her, and she would have made him look bad. But he was like, whatever. Da, da, da. It would have been, I think, fun. And then they could have threw maybe Captain America in there. Anyway, point is, I think they missed out on a great opportunity to make a lot of money pre-pandemic. I don't know. I just think they, and I say pre as in like 3-4 years ago, they would have been, I think it would have been great right around the first Captain America movie, maybe the second. It would have been really good to see a Hawkeye movie. I think it would have been dope. But anyway, let's move past that and go to the actual show. This show is going to be really good. Haley Steinfeld, we talked about this before. She looks promising. She looks great in the outfit. She looks believable she looks very, very believable. So I'm really excited, and it's soon. It's right around the corner. It's literally this month. So I can't wait to see how they play with that. Looks like they're taking from cues from the comic, where I can't remember the actual name of the comic, but it's where Hawkeye continually gets beat up over and over and over, but he's like constantly like in other words, he constantly is like up and coming. He gets beat up, but he comes back. He gets beat up, but he comes back. It's kind of like I forgot the name of it. It's IGN actually. It's a guy on there that talked about that actual comic. I forgot the name of it, so sorry. Maybe you can go look there and find it out after you subscribe first, because we told you to go there. Well, I did. It's my show. I took over. Yes, I know. You love me. Yeah, of course you love me. How couldn't you? It's my show, man. Yeah, you better love me. Better. Anyway, I think the show is gonna be good. I think Hawkeye is gonna really play the Jackie Chan father figure type guy that's gonna really just be teaching her the ropes, and then pretending like he's gonna mess everything up, but actually just really pulling it all together. So I'm excited. I'm very excited about the Daredevil Easter eggs and things that are in there. We might see Kingpin. We might see, Daredevil himself. So who knows? Maybe Venom will pop in there. Venom won't pop in there. He won't. It'd be weird if he did. I wouldn't. I think the show sucked if that happened. So anyway, Hawkeye Show comes out later this month. Be ready for it. First 2 episodes. So be ready to have they're going to say DVR. It's your streaming recorder button thingy. One of these button thingies ready to record. And now let's move on to the fan favorite. If you're a big time anime fan, you're going to probably not love it. Or you're going to love it. No. Or if you're just a fan in general, like myself, you're going to love this. Let's talk about Netflix's Cowboy Bebop. Now, Netflix had a ton of shows coming out, and movies and whatnot. But I can't help myself. I had to talk about Cowboy. I just had to. I mean, the trailer came out. We talked a little bit about that, and I mean, man, was it good? I mean, they had Faye Valentine. They had the girl play Faye Valentine. She made it so believable. I believed her every bit. If you've seen the anime, you know how much of irritation she was. She just you just wanted to just choke her and shoot her, but she was cute at the same time. But you want to shoot her with a gun. That's technically she's doing a very good job here, and the black guy's playing a very good job. He's not as big as I would want him to be, but he's playing a really good job as that moderator between that. And I will say, Mr. Cho, he's making Spike believable. So now the only caveat is that I need to see him a little bit more charming. We haven't seen him with too many of the other girl characters, so I need to see his charm. He seems like, I know he has it because he had it in other movies and shows, but I want to see that charm come out, at least for Spike, because Spike has a charm that's just, it just carries the whole entire thing. So I'm very, very excited about this show. I think this might actually be the show that takes over. And, we always talk about which streaming service is the better one. Right now, it's kind of a toss-up. You're really not going to really know right now until the end of the year. That's why we have the countdown to the end of 2022. It's exciting. And we're going to have more stuff to come in because, The Matrix is coming. And we have other movies coming. There's Home Alone and other things that are coming up especially for December that I haven't even discussed yet. And that I haven't even talked about yet. Probably some secret gems that you don't even know about. I can't talk about it right here. Not yet. It's the first episode. So you got to continue to catch us. Well, me. Maybe I'll hack one of their shows and take over Narration. What y'all think? No? Okay, whatever. Maybe I'll hack and take over The Get Down. What you think? No? Okay, whatever. It's fine, whatever. I'll just catch you next week. I mean, it wouldn't be fair if I hacked it. I just sent them on a mission to find the content. Then they come back helping me, and then I take over their show. What kind of person would I be? It's not like I'm like some kind of evil genius or something. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for joining me. I myself taking over the show for Prime Time Live. With this series I'm running, countdown to 2022. So this is the first week. We have 8 more weeks. So next week we will go into it more, and then we'll just keep counting down the weeks until the big ball drop. I mean, we will stop in between time, and we will go really, really big on, for that Thursday of what to watch for Thanksgiving and what to do for Thanksgiving, what to binge because you're going to be there. Should you watch football? Maybe. Should you watch a lot of anime? Maybe. Should you watch everything sci-fi and while you eat turkey? Or what can you watch that will keep you woke? Because, when you get a food coma, when you get fatigue and you want to fall asleep, there's not much that can keep you up, right? Is there anything that can keep you up? Maybe we'll talk about that. And then, of course, with Christmas coming along, what is the best Christmas movie of all time? And that's nerdy that you can watch. Is it Die Hard? Is it Pokemon? Or is it something brand new? You got to tune in. So if you're not already hitting that bell notification so you can get reminders on YouTube and already following us and, and befriending us on Facebook, please do that. Because I'm going to sign off and I'll see you guys next time. So I'm Mingo-Dee, and my boys will be back next week. Probably, actually, they'll be back on Get Down and Narration this week. So stay tuned. Until then, I'll holler at you guys.